Good morning, everyone. In every modern country or every Western modern judicial system, criminal law, there's a difference between killing as a part of unfortunate self-defense and murdering people intentionally. This is the exact and fundamental difference between the Hamas, which acts exactly as ISIS acts, with Islamic extreme terrorism, brutal, cruel, and what Israel has to do sometimes when war is thrown upon her. You have to understand the world that every now and then the Palestinians, with a focus on the Hamas and the Hezbollah in Lebanon and in the territories in Gaza, they sometimes start all these routines, what we call routines of warfare against civilians in Israel. They fire hundreds and thousands of rockets into civilians, cities, and villages within Israel. Those missiles and rockets do not differ or do not know the difference between children, men, women, elderly, crippled, black, white, Arab, Jew. Those missiles are shot only to kill people, innocent civilians. This is not war against the army of Israel. This is war against civilians. This is terrorism. And when Israel sometimes has to react to defend its people, its civilians, and acts in Gaza, sometimes during war, innocent people are hurt and killed. But this is only as a horrible side effect of war, every war in the world, and specifically here in Israel, where and when we always, every time and then, a couple or 3 times a year, we have to react to the Hamas terrorism, which attacks our cities without and with disregard to whomever is killed by these rockets and missiles. And this time, it went a lot further. Thousands of Hamas bloodthirsty, I don't want to call them soldiers, terrorists, broke all the borders between them and Israel and entered on Shabbat morning, when people were asleep, into 22 Israeli villages, peaceful villages, and butchered with all the horrific and terrible and horrible, and I don't know what the word to say, butchered infants and babies and elderly people and Holocaust survivors and women and men, which didn't carry guns or were in the army at the time, civilians which were living their lives sleeping on Shabbat morning. They burned people alive, they decapitated people, they tortured people, they humiliated those people before they killed them, they executed people after they marched them and put them in lines. They used every possible torture and sadistic killing method known to men to kill children, infants, babies. Just watch the videos. This is the difference between killing as an act of self-defense, when sometimes Israel, to defend itself, accidentally kills innocent people. That happens in every war, everywhere. The difference between that and intentionally, with free will, with sadistic barbarism, coming to kill and murder in the most horrific ways innocent people. This is what happens in Israel. This is what happened now in Israel. Doesn't matter what the Hamas will try to say to you, to the world, and it will try to show their people killed. And yes, sometimes even children are killed in Gaza when Israel tries to defend itself, because the Hamas hides within civil population. And when you want to hit the Hamas, sometimes you have to, by accident, not intentionally, kill civilians. And Israel is very, very sorry and makes its best not to hurt civilians, not intentionally, not on purpose. The Hamas does exactly the opposite. It, like ISIS, commits terrorist, barbaric actions, prouds itself by killing innocent people, children, women, old people, everybody. No difference. Every Jew, and by the way, every infantile, kufr, which is also Christians, they kill in purpose, voluntarily, happy to do that, with joy, and they are proud of it. Difference between a country like Israel, which only wants peace, does its best to have peace and live in peace, and sometimes has to defend itself, and accidents, terrible accidents happen. Between a group of people that prouds itself and lives only to kill and butcher and torture and make people suffer and give pain, and they are evil. We in Israel, me, look at me, I'm just a 51-old person, regular person with a family that goes to work, that loves music. This is a tattoo of an Israeli group called Orphaned Land, which sings in Hebrew and Arabic. I have many, many tattoos. 5 Finger Death Punch. I have Iron Maiden. I love music. I love rock music. I love metal music. Israelis just want to live like everyone else. Work, love, go to shows, go to movies, go to theaters, live their lives peacefully. This is not the Hamas. The Hamas wants to kill us all. Me and my family. It doesn't matter who we are. That's the difference. This is what happens now. So the free world, before it comes to you, as ISIS has already tried and succeeded in some way, before it comes to you, before the Hamas and ISIS and the Islamic extremists come to your house and butcher you and your children in front of your eyes, if you don't want that to happen, you should support Israel fighting this extreme Muslim terrorism. I don't know what to say. We in Israel, we have our domestic problems, of course, but we're a peace-loving people who just want to live peacefully with our neighbors. But what happened when they don't want to live peacefully with us? They try to butcher us. If by missiles and rockets fired aimlessly into Israel, into civilian Israel, and if by entering house to house with guns and knives and swords and gasoline and whatever it takes to butcher us. It's as simple as that. If you are with the good against evil, you would support Israel now, immediately, like President Biden said. I don't have any more. I don't know what more to say to let the Western people, Western world understand that this is evil. Israel is the good side, not without its errors and not without. It's not perfect, Israel, but it's the good side here. It's the democratic, peaceful, life-loving side of this conflict, of this war. World, you should fight Hamas. You should eradicate Hamas and Hezbollah and all those Islamic extremist groups that wish to annihilate the Western world. First of all, Israel, then the USA, then Europe. Have a good day, world. I hope we also have here in Israel.